Oh yeah, first and foremost, man, I just appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today, man. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate you reaching out, man. Definitely.
Yeah, man. So let's get into. I mean, well, we just start right there since you in Chicago, and I believe you grew up in Harvey, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So tell me about it. Like when you was growing up in Harvey, man. What was the first time you kind of knew, like, I don't know, music means something to me. It's like I feel like this is what I should be doing, or something like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like how that moment kind of hits you.
It's crazy because I never felt that way. I never felt that way growing up. Just growing up around like just music, what I'm saying, mama spinning records and what I'm saying, from everything from disco to Michael Jackson to gospel. It was just one of those things that was, in a household center, but it wasn't like, it's not like I was like, yo, a youngin saying like, yo, I want to do music. I just used to do music for fun, man. And even in high school, man, we had like little crews or whatever like that. So we had a crew called the Eskimos, man. And it was just like a crew. Cats used to rap socially, but it wasn't like, yo, we doing this stuff and I'm going to get on. Like I knew when I graduated from high school, like I was going to be in music. It wasn't none of that, man. My mother, she's been working for Advocate Healthcare forever, man. And she's a computer, what I'm saying, like analyst, man. And that's what she was driving me towards. So I took
Mm.
all kind of certification courses, all kind of shit. And now like, yo, this ain't me at all. And as you get older, you try to find yourself. So you go through different variables of what you should be doing and who you should be. I definitely went through that. What I'm saying, in life, man. But like growing up, nah, man, I was just regular kid, girls, sports. That's it, man. It had nothing to do with music, man. Yeah, I want to get the hell out of my mother's house, go to college and stuff like that, man. But that was just it, man. That was just it.
I feel you on that. And two, while we still in Chicago, before I get into the whole, senior vice president of A&R Def Jam and the interns and all of that.
Yeah.
Like when you back in the city right now, when you come home. First, let me say this. I actually went to an event you had during All-Star Weekend. I think it was just something real cool, like at Giordano's downtown, where you just invited
Right.
people out. I think the alderman came, like one of the aldermen came out or something like that. And it was just
Yeah.
like, I guess, your way of giving back to the city. Like, when you hear all the news about Chicago and all of that, like, do people in the industry say stuff like, man, what's going on in your city, dog? And like, what's your response to that? Because I get that question a lot because, I used to live in LA forever. So I get that a lot from my LA friends, family, colleagues, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely get that. Like, man, it's wild in Chicago, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wild out there. Y'all wild out there. And I just say it's different. And
Mm-hmm.
that's something that people can't understand because you may see it, but it stems from the communities and where that comes from. So it's a little bit deeper. So on the surface, to really have a conversation about it, that's not a surface conversation.
Oh, yeah,
It's
absolutely.
more, one of those conversations, man, when you got to go into the details on the why.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I just always say like, yeah, it's different out there, man. It's different, man.
I feel you, and I
And
always
keep it
tell
moving.
people like, yo, to really explain this to you, we have to be sitting here for like 2-3 hours, maybe a few days to really go into
Yeah,
like all the situations that's going on in the shop. But I always still tell people, I look at it more like a tale of two cities. It's a super dope city on one hand, but just like
right.
any other city, it has its issues and its problems. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
uh,
Yeah.
that's kind of like what I tell people. But anyway, man, so I once heard you say in an interview that you're a creative first. And now
Yep.
that you've been in your role as the senior vice president of AR and Def Jams, I believe since 2016, do you still feel that same way, or has being an A&R on that end maybe made you change up a little bit, or do you still feel the same way?
Well, I'm a creative because when I first came in at Def Jam, I got hired as a consultant. So technically, I only been working for them for 3 years. You know what I'm saying, as an employee. And I'm always stay with the creative stance. Now I'm going into the role of more of, yeah, I'm still a creative, but now because I'm more seasoned, you gotta go into leadership, and you gotta know when to go into leadership, man, to keep yourself fresh and to keep the company fresh and to keep things afloat. I think a lot of people feel like, you know, like, hey man, I've been doing this for 10 years. Now it's time for leadership. I mean, you could go into leadership after a couple of years, man, and make sure that you add the value that's needed to the team. So for me, leadership is all about how you could direct the traffic and the confidence and belief one may have into you, man. So for me, man, with this, man, creative is always first because you can't put a timing on creativity. But the other side of it too is I am a creative at heart, and it starts there first. So I would never be converted into a pink shirt. Thank you guys for letting me in, but I can't make that conversion to just be like, yo, I'm just a corporate guy because, you know, I still got legs, man. You know what I'm saying? My legs, my knees is good, my ankles is good. You know what I'm saying? I still can run fast, can still jump. So, you know, I'm not throwing in the towel of saying like, all right, I'm the CEO sitting behind, you know, the desk, man. I look at myself as a worker and provide service, man. So that's where I'm at. I'm still in that mode.
That's what's up. And then too, so speaking of that, like I got a couple of, I got friends or whatever that like, actually a cousin who's a coach in the NBA, and he once told me, he was like, "I'm gonna tell you a secret." He was like, "I don't feel you have to be a basketball player to be a good coach as long as you really truly understand the sport." So my question is, I'm gonna move that into the music industry. You just said you're creative and that's what you look at first. Do you believe with music that you at least should be some form of a creative to be good as a music executive?
I mean, me being a creative, I mean, that's a real biased conversation. I mean, question, should I say? Because I'm gonna say yes.
Right,
I'm gonna
right.
say hell yeah, man, because you understand things more. But when you have a team, everybody should play a different position. So to answer that, and speaking from a coach standpoint, I know everybody can play the position I play, and if we do, we're doomed. So
Mm,
you got to have the offset to make the team, man. So the people that may not be creative, but their minds may operate a different way to bring things to the table, it helps the team win. See, for me, it's all about the team aspect. So as an individual, I know what I can do. If I get individual rewards like, oh man, you made hip hop, R&B top 100 execs last year. Oh man, you did 40 under 40 2017. Like for so long, if you keep on getting the MVP and you keep on winning these different awards or whatever like that, and 6-man award, MVP award, rebound award, top assist award, after a while that shit gets so redundant that you get bored. So what is there left in for the excitement for the game for you to move forward in a way where it makes sense for you to still play the sport? And for me, it's like that's super important. So it's like, yeah, you gave me a bias, you know what I'm saying, question. But if I was to answer that professionally, I'm like, yo, man, it's going to take a team for us to really win. So I feel like you should have some of those elements. But even if you don't, it's okay when it comes to the team. And that's what it is when you work for the label.
that's what it is. All right, let's take it back a little bit to like, when you and Cosign in the studio doing y'all thing, man, producing, the likes of some
Mm-hmm.
everybody. And I think I remember y'all saying y'all had a style or a flavor like gourmet ratchet. Like, give me that studio experience, man. How do y'all work in the studio? Like, what's y'all process between yourselves as a team, but also when you bring it in that artist? Like, how does that, like basically put us in there?
It's different vibes, man. So Coast is a musician. Coast was, you know what I'm saying, the guy that actually like make the beats or whatever like that. Both of us are two creative, you know what I'm saying, guys that come up with concepts and everything like that. So may have a concept where I can make the whole beat with my mouth and Coast can really translate that shit. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? It's kind of like, yo, I don't know that language. What is that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Coach could actually translate what I did in the best, purest form and be like, oh man, that shit is dope. And then, I sit there to direct him where to put the elements and stuff like that. Sometimes it's a situation where he'd be like, yo, I got this whole idea and this shit is crazy with the hook. And then other times it may be when we come in with the artist and they say, hey man, I got this on the menu. How can you guys create this to bring this to life? You know what I'm saying? So we one of the guys where it's just like, there's nothing that we can't do, and we prefer hands on. And you saying, "Hey, man, I like this track on this beat pack."
Got you. And with y'all too, I believe back in the day, y'all got y'all first deal with Sony ATV for a publishing deal. How did y'all
Yeah.
actually get? How did y'all like? What was the journey? How did y'all get y'all deal?
Shout out to Vincent Herbert and Troy Carter, man. Back in 2009 is when we signed with Sony ATV. I was going back and forth to LA through an independent situation. Um, and with the independent situation, they got signed to like Black Round Universal, which Barry Hankerson label. And that's when I ran into Vincent Herbert, and I just kept up the relationship. Me and Coast was, grinding in the basement, and we was like, "Yo, man, let's see, can we get on, man?" And we went out to Cali the summer of 2008. Um, by the top of 2009, man, our lives was being changed with the opportunity to get a pub deal, man, and get into the game professionally.
And from then, I'm sorry, to now, do you think the world of music publishing has changed significantly? And also, what advice possibly would you give to somebody, maybe an artist or a producer, or songwriter or producer looking to get a publishing deal now?
Oh, definitely, totally tremendously changed, man. You know what I'm saying? Back when we signed was a dinosaur business. Now, the game has changed where you don't have people just having radio records. You know what I'm saying? The publishing dollars was based on money that was generated from the radio. So you was like, yo, I gotta have a hit. Now you don't have to have a hit, to actually generate money or whatever. They still trying to figure out the streaming side of it. And a publisher, they definitely are taking some hits. Saying back in the day, it was no hits, saying sync and radio play, you rocking and rolling. And I would say, far as like the writer, producer of today, um, never ever sign an MDRC deal. And that's like, you need 6 songs in order to go to the next option or whatever. Always do a term deal. A term deal is all about the money because that's all it's about. It's about the money. So if they give you 250, they make 250. You go to your next option period or your deal be over. Like you want to do those kind of deals. You know what I'm saying? Do a straight term deal. Definitely never do an MDRC. The MDRC would keep you locked in for years that you don't have to be there at a company. Trust me, I know because that happened to us.
Got it. And speaking of deals and the new age of publishing, and I don't necessarily want to call this a trend, but I recently saw like No ID and a couple of other artists or producers like selling off their catalogs when they've always told you back in the day, hey, own your masters, own your publishing. How do you feel about that?
Oh man, it's all about bet it's like I wouldn't say betting in the stock, but it's just like investing in the stock. That's what your records is. Your records, when you build a catalog, is your stock. So if you feel like you want to cash out on your stock, cool. That means that you're being blessed to actually be in a situation to create a catalog that matters, that somebody has interest in to buy. Yo, man, that's incredible. So if you sell it for 5 million, a million, 500,000, whatever it may be, you got to look at that. Is no difference from you actually saying I invest in a stock and now I'm ready to get my money out of it. So a deal turns what it may be. It may be the life of what you sold it. It may be a 10-year, revision on it. So you may sold it for 10 years and then you get it, and then you get, you get it back to you or whatever like that. It's whatever you want to do, but that's something you work for. So, yeah, you can sell your masters or whatever and keep it forever for life. But if you die with that shit and yeah, you pass it on or whatever, cool. If you don't want to do that and you build it and you say, hey man, I'm getting 4 or 5 million, you work for that, man. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Go build your dream home, go on vacation, take that money and invest that some more, flip it and different things like that. Hey, that's what I'll do. I'm gonna take this catalog, I'm gonna invest it, I'm gonna flip it, I'm gonna keep it moving.
That's what's up. And speaking of the money, and speaking of publishing deals, I remember this interview you did a while back. I don't know, some years back, but I definitely remember where you said when you got your first Sony ATV check, y'all went to a
Yeah.
club in LA. I'm laughing already. And you said you said
I
y'all
already
weren't
know where you're
ready for
going.
the money experience. And you said cats was in there tossing money, and you was like, "Yo, I was the cat in there picking the money off the floor." Are
I
you still that same dude today?
Oh,
Like,
definitely not, man. Listen, man. If I get caught picking some dollars up off the floor, woo! It's gonna be a lot of backflash come behind that. Nah, man, not even there, man. Hey, man. I share that story because it's real. Cause I know,
Yeah.
cause guess what? A lot of people look at the money that these guys be tossing on these girls or whatever. And guess what? Some guys in that club like, man, I can't believe they wasting this money. Man, dog, pick up all that money, but they don't want to look embarrassed. I ain't care. I slid all that money under my shoe, put it in my pocket. I'd be like, hey, we got lunch today, baby. We got lunch today. And that was before we got the publishing deal. That was when we was just, trying to, to make it or whatever. And we going to the store, literally taking all day to pick out something to eat, man. You know what I mean? Because we didn't have the money. So like, hey man, God is great, and life is different now, man.
That's what's up, man. So speaking of getting the money, what was the "We Made It" record that really put y'all into the next level, or put y'all on the next level?
So we made a record to put us to the next level. Hmm. I would have to say, all right, so let me ask you this. What would you consider being the next level? Just like something that was life changing, or something that was like what's the next level? Or would you say the next level being like people know that the interns exist? Wait. You know what? Wait.
Okay.
I give you both sides of that.
All right, give me both. All right, cool.
So the record that made people say, yo, who the intern guys are, who are these intern guys? I wanna say Big Sean ass.
Oh yeah, big record.
I think that was the one that made people say, yo, because a lot of people started mocking our style that we had with the claps, the 808 drums or whatever like that. We set a trend up with that, man, and cats started tapping into that. Yeah. So I would say Big Sean ass for sure. 1,000%.
Okay, and then next level as far as comfortability in life.
Man, I say it never was a comfortability in life. Now I'm playing.
I feel you on that. I feel
That's
you
how I
on that.
feel.
I feel.
Something that made me sad about my kids' socks and not have to worry about child support. Honestly, man, I would have to say after the Rihanna record, but if I'm really speaking the truth, man, maybe when we first got our pub deal before all the records started coming in.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Because I've been professionally in the game for 10 years, man, and I can honestly say, man, that by the grace of God, man, even to this day, hit I never hit a brick wall of really worrying about how to like take care of funds. I think we may have some scariest months, but I never had a situation where I'm just like, yo, man, like I'm just tapped out. I still
Mm,
been able to, to take care of my kids, man.
that's what's up. And I read this. There's a post I think you put on Instagram quite some time ago, but you said patience and positivity change your life. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Man, bro. Um, I should have reversed it. I should have said positivity made room for patience. When I changed my mind, man, I changed my life, man. We usually use the word nigga,
Hmm.
and I had a nigga mentality, you know. Um, I was not privy to a lot of things that I thought that I knew. So when I started to educate myself, and when people that was on a higher level showed me love to educate myself more, that's when I started to know better. And the
Mm.
more positive that I end up getting, the more patient I end up getting. And with the patience, I started seeing results, And in life, we want a lot of things fast. But I think one of the most important things that you can ever adapt and inherit in life, I think, as a trait, is patience.
Mm.
And and patience just make room for a lot of different things, because patience make the timing of something be worth the wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. And patience right now in this current state of the world that we're in, with COVID, the social uprising or social injustice uprising, and things of that nature. As an in your role at Def Jam, man, like how are you guys like either guiding your artists or cultivating the culture there with everything that's going on? How you guys like maneuvering or operating now with like concert venues being shut down, things of that nature? Like how has that changed the game for you?
Oh, you talking about from that standpoint? Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you was going somewhere else with it.
Mm-mm.
That right there changed the game for just like a lot of artists in general, man. Because a lot of these artists, man, like they wouldn't save any money. They go from show to show, so they buy the jewelry, buy the cars, buy this, that, and the third. They be like, oh, I got 10 more shows, so I'm all right. I'm good. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, oh shit, all this money that I was spending on this bullshit, how am
Mm-hmm.
I gonna really pay rent now? You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
you gotta understand, man, unless you're a big artist, you're not really bringing in dollars like that. So you was definitely banking on the money that you was making every month, bi-weekly, the shows, walkthroughs, whatever it may be.
Mm.
So
And again, not knowing how long we're gonna be in this state where quote unquote outside is not completely open right now. Do you see artists potentially trying to create revenue streams virtually, similar to how you like see some of the DJs doing, like on Twitch, IG lives, things of that nature?
hey man, everybody trying to try everything. Definitely, man. Definitely the artist trying to find everything to do, man, to try to figure it out. And some may be creative to win that battle, and some is definitely going to lose that battle, man. Um, and just try to wait out and see what happened past the COVID. I guess that's all you can really do, man. Is try to wait out and see what can happen past the COVID. You know what I mean?
Hmm. And you kind of spoke about this a little bit earlier, a little bit. You talked about some of the awards that you receive. 40 under
Hold on, hold on,
40.
hold
Oh
on,
yeah.
hold on,
Oh,
hold on.
okay.
What's good? What's good, fam? What building you in? Right here. All right, cool. I'm a part. What's up, pops? All right. Sorry about that, man.
Oh no, you good, bro. We can wrap too soon so you can get to your appointment, man. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? I
no,
know
it's
how that
cool.
is.
No, that's Jeremiah right there walking
Uh,
down the street in the road, man. I was like, yeah, shot town. Boy. This dude,
you gotta
this
love it.
dude, yeah, this dude walking down the street in the road, man.
Oh hell no! All right, what was I? Oh yeah, I know what I was talking about. So you received a couple of awards and stuff of that nature. For everything you do in the music industry, man. But honestly, what do you feel? And I'm talking specifically now more about your role at Def Jam. What has probably been the most rewarding thing to you, like since you've been in that role?
Man, to be respected as to be respected with having a voice of value from the artist, man, like it's like priceless.
Mm,
It's like priceless for the artist to respect you and sit down and say, hey man, what you think about this, or how you think we should change this, or you just that and third, and then you give your ideas and they be like, yeah, you know what, you right. That's like, like that, have that respect factor. Respect go a long way, man. I wouldn't change that for anything, man.
mm,
You know. So that's something that I cherish, man, as exec. The respect factor.
got you. And then too, man, I heard you say something a while back. Has to do a lot with A&R, and you were actually talking about, I think, Lil Durk, and you were
Mm-hmm.
saying,
Mm-hmm.
how he was a street artist or whatever, but you felt like part of your role was to, let's see how we can get him to expand him to a different market. With a lot of these young cats coming in the game, and like you said, oh, this is what I'm trying to get to. You said also, it's a lot of cats out here got a lot of views on YouTube, got all this stuff, but you said like when they get in the studio though, they like,
Mm-hmm.
man, they ain't got like no studio etiquette, or they kind of don't know what they doing. So my
Right.
question around that is kind of like, and I'm not saying that about Little Dirk, but my question out of that is, what do you say to like these younger artists coming up, still looking to get major deals, or if they even trying to stay independent, like about how important creativity is, stage presence is, etc.
Uh, First of all, man, shout out to Lil Durk, man. I'm so proud of that guy, man. I'm so proud of that guy, man, because I've been part of the first journey, man. And we was able to put up some W's, man. And he has grown so much as an artist, dog. I'm talking about, man. I'm so proud of that dude, man. I'm talking about like he know it. I'm genuinely proud. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely happy for him. And, you know, a lot of these artists, man, especially a lot of these new artists, man, like a lot of them, man, are mannequins, man. They mannequins.
Mm-hmm.
They sign, but they friends sign too. You know what I mean? Because without their friends and people around you, they can't make the records, which I guess that's the new day and time that we in. I guess that's the new age that we in, man. I guess we're in the age of that. So, I mean, I'm not going to talk shit about it, but, you know, it's like when you get into artists, man, I mean, when you get into, when you get an artist, man, you want an artist, man, to actually, like, have some etiquette, man, to, like, be like, man, this artist is special. It's, you know, he or she is a star. All they need is the right people and the right elements around them to really blossom and be who they need to be. So, you know, that's different, you know, that's different or what have you. But, you know, I mean, each one teach one, man. I got my take on that, man. I don't want to get too much into it, man. That's a whole hour to
Gotcha.
explain to explain myself correctly, not to offend anybody. You know what I mean? So
I feel you, man. And then too, man, what's next for you personally, man? What do you want to do? Like, what are your aspirations whether it's senior vice president A&R Def Jam, producing music, anything, or just anything in
hey,
general, bro?
man, I'm just trying to keep, you know what I'm saying, our culture, our blackness, our greatness alive, man. And for me personally, man, I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying, make sure that I expand outside of music and have multiple businesses doing other things and stuff like that, man. I'm super focused on that. And that's about it, man. And keep having fun with it, man. You know, when I stop having fun with it, I go on to, you know what I'm saying, preaching or something, man. Or being an evangelist or a deacon or something. I may be in a pulpit or something like that, man.
Yeah,
You
gotcha.
know what I'm saying?
And this will be my last question, and that's actually a perfect way to transition into this question. You say you might be an evangelist, be on the pulpit, you trying to save our blackness with all the stuff that's going on in the world. We got NBA players protesting, baseball players protesting, tennis players
Yeah.
protesting. Do you also think the music industry or black artists have a responsibility or somewhat of an obligation to speak up for the people?
No, we all got an obligation to speak up for the people, man. Because, you know what I'm saying, as long as God allows us to. So I feel like we all got a responsibility when God allows us to wake up every day and to have an option to speak towards our people, you know what I'm saying, or help our people in some shape, form, or fashion. And everything doesn't have to be publicly or socially or whatever like that. You know, some things are just done out of the kindness of your heart, man. And I think we all got a responsibility with that.
That's what's up, bro. Well, I ain't gonna take no more of your time, man. I just want to say again, I appreciate you taking the
Yes,
time to
sir.
speak with me, man, and enjoy your session with Jeremiah, man. And we'll just keep supporting you, anything you do.
Yeah, man, I definitely appreciate that, man. I appreciate the time, man. I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, I want to speak with me, my brother.
Oh
Thanks
my,
a million.
my pleasure, bro. You take care, man.
Yes, sir, you too.
All right, salute.
Yep.
It's my hustle, my struggle, my fight. The big city, big dreams, big lights. Big lights. Chi-town, cold days, warm nights. And now we on the map, cause we living this life. Like that. Go.